Alright, I got a 2000 Chevy pickup. It's got the 4.2 in there, the V6 with the spider injection. I need to do a water pump. It's my brother's truck. A water pump just took a crap on him. For the most part, the truck's running exceptionally well. But we're going to take care of this and address the starter issue. So I should document both, and they're going to be two separate videos. And like I said, I don't really do too many Chevy videos like that. But you know, everybody know how to work on these things. They're just like a piece of cake. So hopefully this is like stimulating the mechanical porn. You know, this is going to satiate those desires. So that's the plan here. But I'm not going to document removing the fan shroud. I mean, this is pretty much cake. It comprised pretty much of this 10 millimeter fastener here on the and one on the opposite side over there. And we have some quick disconnect down here at the bottom. You can see connected to this fan shroud here, right there. And there's another one on the side of the radiator. So we're going to get those taken out, get this lifted out of here, and look at all the good stuff where we then have to remove the belt, remove the fan. I got a tool for that, and remove the drive belt, and then we can start removing the water pump. I already have the coolant drain already. The petcock is on the driver's side down below. It did have a tube right there. You can see that joker. Petcock is down here on the driver's side. There's a tube that you can pull down and direct to the bottom towards a pan down there, and there's the petcock valve right down there, right there. I don't know if that was able to be picked up. But let's get to it so we can get this out of here and get to working on another part of this job here. Look at that. It'll be pretty. We got a lot of room now, so I'm gonna hit it with some brake cleaner, get that oil off. I don't think I can't contaminate the belt or anything, but it's fine with the W40 or lubricant, whatever you put on there. In most cases, it'll just evaporate, but oil will tear up a dry belt. I tell you, it will tear it up. Antifreeze will do the same thing. But in this case, it's not that much on there. So we're gonna take the dry belt off. Here's our tensioner. This is gonna be a 3/8 socket that go inside of this square hole. We're gonna detensionize. I'm making no words. I'm gonna do that, and you know, make note of our belt diagram here. So mainly it's the harmonic balancer. You know how that go over the water pump, and the rest is pretty much simplistic. Wrong way. Shit. Damn it. Damn it. Well, that's what oil dries for. It's better than the camera falling in there. Shit. She's gonna be a trouble child. Never had one of these boats. Oh, difficult to get out. I got a little cheapo thread chaser kit, so that it works. It's not perfect. Got off Amazon. I don't expect the world out of it, but I'm in the midst of chasing the threads here. Out of all of them, these are the ones I did. They look fine. I cleaned them up, and the fasteners look good. Here's one that is questionable, and I want to show you what this little bar do. You don't have to use this one, but it came in the kit, and I'm like, what the hell is this damn thing? And doing a little investigating, I found out what it was for, and it's quite useful. So let me show you. So yeah, if you look at the threads here, like these are not perfect. This was the worst one I found. Let's see if it'll zoom in. It's a lot better. See that? Those dark spots right there. You can, if you look between the threads here, on the bottom here it looks fine, but on the top there are some voids that are being taken up, and that's what we can use this for. We find the appropriate pitch. We could use this. Let me see if I can find the. I think that's the right one because it lines up with the threads, and you can just run along with it. Go back and forth, and you can clean threads that way before you take your chaser and run it on there. Just filing them down, that's all it is. And at some point you'll get them all cleared out and you can take your nut here. Now the square ones, well, I said square ones, the hex shaped are the ones to chase the thread, and the round ones are the ones to produce threads. And this is a lot better, man. It runs on there a hell of a lot better than when it did the first time. So I'm gonna do the I'm gonna chase the threads here in the block there, so I'll have some good contacts, so we don't have any discrepancies running the fasteners back in there. Shit, I'm screwing up. Oh boy. Golly. Alright. So what you didn't see was me putting RTV sealant on the threads here that goes to the water pump. I'm going to pull one out and show you. So here's the fastener. It's got a little bit of anti-seize. It's got RTV sealant on it. I'm just going to show you. I'm just putting some on the head here on the threads to prevent it from leaking out. So I'll put a little RTV sealant on here, and I'll run it back in there. Reasons being, I wonder if this is probably why it leaked before, because, well, probably not. I don't know. But what happened, it was leaking behind the water pump, but it didn't seem like it had a gasket on there. But the water channel is clearly ran through the fastener, the port for the fastener, and if that doesn't have any anti-seize, I keep saying anti-seize, RTV sealant on it, then it could bypass those threads there and cause it to leak. The torque specs for this is 33 foot-pounds, and I got that there. Oh, let me see the torque wrench. And I did all four like that, so we're good. I'm just going to get all these hoses hooked up in reverse order and recheck my work. Be good to go. Main thing was over said, no, if I can remember this, then where it go from there over the water pump, then we're good. Over. I need this. Let's get the fan back on, then the fan shroud, and that'll be it. Oh, get my cardboard from in here. Now I say if it can, it will fall in the coolant below. Something's gonna fall in that antifreeze, and I ain't want to be my cell phone, so I took a little bit of extra precaution in putting some cardboard at the bottom on the frame, just because of my luck. And I don't have to totally tighten it out. I just need to give it a good whack. It's not going anywhere. These are installed to where when it rotates, it locks it. So cool. Let's get this fan shroud back on and fill it up with coolant. Alright, I got everything back together. I'm just going to start the truck up and let it run and bleed itself. So there's a bleeder valve here. I'm not gonna take the route of getting the air pockets out by cracking this valve. And what it'll do, once you fill it up with coolant through the reservoir here, it'll allow the since it's sealed for the most part in the coolant system, it'll allow air to escape and fill up as evenly as possible to get to the bottom of that thermo controlled spring at the thermostat here. I never had to really utilize that as far as getting the air out, so I'm just going to let it run, monitor the temperature, let the truck to get hot enough, and it'll open up and it'll bleed off on its own. So once the heat start working well in the vehicle and the cap's off, then I'll know that there's air out the system and everything's circulating properly. But other than that, I do want to mention that this job did take, I want to say, it's supposed to take 2 hours. It says 2.2 hours for like any regular mechanic like me, book time, but dealers pay 1.4 hours. Obviously it didn't take that long, but you know, I've been around the block a few times working on some of these vehicles. I did put just a universal green in here from O'Reilly's. That coolant works perfectly fine. I just, personal preference wise, I'm not a big fan of the Dex Cool type antifreeze. And it had like it clunks up, and I'm not a really big fan of it. And I don't know why using that type of coolant, it seems to prematurely cause water pumps to fail. The universal green works. Maybe it's just personal preference or just a confirmation bias. But this is what I'm using. Other than that, I'm gonna let it run. I'll update if anything ever happens with it. But just a simple replacement of the water pump. I used a 10 millimeter, 15, and a 13 millimeter, and I did have that special tool, and I got from O'Reilly's a long time ago. They have that in the special tool. Yeah, the fan clutch wasn't that bad of a replacement. Having to remove that, you saw how easy that was, and I did hit it with a little bit of lubrication, make it a little bit easier to get it off. I know I'd be like, I don't feel like going back and talking about stuff. I'm not going to do that starter today because I got a lot of stuff I got to work on, man. It takes a long time to record these videos. But we'll see what happens. If anything happens, I'll definitely update in the comment section. Well, the description. But hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, have that reassurance on work. See you next one.